According to the No Child Left Behind Act, the Common Core State Standards, and the school curriculum, Lawrence Ampati stated that 98,000 of the public schools, out of those schools, 54,000 are considered Title I schools and are receiving funding for Title I school programs. This means that 54,000 schools are in need of a program like No Child Left Behind. This is important for the audience to understand because of the number of schools that are receiving this funding. It is so evident in the school system today. I've researched this topic for a long time and I'm really passionate about it, and so I'm excited to inform you all about what No Child Left Behind is. No Child Left Behind closes the gap between standardized testing and achievement scores for all the public schools in the United States. So firstly, I'm going to inform you all about No Child Left Behind. No Child Left Behind was enacted in 2001 underneath the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965. It was enacted during George W. Bush's presidency. It is also part of the Title I Act, so it's directly related to Title I. And so No Child Left Behind really works closely with Title I in order to make sure that the educational system is really reformed in that sense. According to Ampati, these state tests are required for all of these schools in order to make sure the achievement is being achieved. So firstly, math, science, reading, and language arts is required of these tests. All these subjects must be tested on. Now within that, there's flexibility based on years and based on the standards that these tests have. Each state has different standards, and each state can take these tests during different years. Secondly, just because it is flexible, the quality is very consistent across the boards of all these schools. It is ensured that each school is rigorous and challenging in their state test. Secondly, the action steps and the goal are really important to understand underneath No Child Left Behind. The first action step, and both of the action steps and the goals, is found from Greg Harmon's No Child Left Behind, a postpartum for Illinois. The first action step is increasing test scores. Obviously, they want to really increase those test scores to make sure that knowledge is being learned and to make sure that education is being improved and these students are getting the best quality that they can. Secondly, improving teacher quality. If there isn't good teachers and the teacher quality is not high, how can they get a high education? It's really not possible. So underneath No Child Left Behind, teacher quality is very important. The goal is to obviously increase the test scores. That is the main goal that they want to accomplish through No Child Left Behind. Harmon also stated that by 2014, they wanted 100% mastery of all the test scores. While that might not have been achievable, it is incredible that that was the goal that they set. AYP, which is annual yearly progress, needs to be accessed through Title I funding because it is so important that these schools are getting the funding that they need. Thirdly, it is important to understand the pros and cons of No Child Left Behind. Leslie Lowry, What Parents Still Do Not Know About No Child Left Behind and Why It Matters, states 4 steps that could make No Child Left Behind a huge con. Firstly, identified for improvement. Some of these schools will be considered identified for improvement because of not passing their state tests and for constantly failing in that way. Secondly, after 2 years, transferring students will be available for families that are not satisfied with the way their school is running. Thirdly, free tutoring is available. If the school fails for a 3rd year, free tutoring will be available for those students in order to ensure that they're getting the best education they can. Fourthly, after 4 years, it is important that a school is reconstructed and that is given the best opportunity to be in the best situation to teach these schools. Secondly, a pro would be that a Title I school is kept underneath a close watch through No Child Left Behind. They want to keep up that funding. They want to be able to give the best education for these students. So the funding will be the driving force for keeping up with their scores through the standardized testing. Another pro is also encouragement of standards-based assessment. These schools will all be tested over standards-based assessment, and their curriculum will be based around that test. Therefore, in conclusion, it is important to note that No Child Left Behind closes the gap in standardized testing holes. It closes the gap between students being in the best possible situation for them to be successful by that funding and by those standardized tests. I hope that you have been informed with No Child Left Behind. You have received the action steps and the goal of this program, and you now know the pros and cons so you can make your own opinion about No Child Left Behind.